hate the homies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of I Hate the Homies, and we glad you do. You know what I'm saying? Episode number 124. Rock Teasy is who I be.
It's your boy Griff, a.k.a. the first homie, a.k.a. Raider Nation, a.k.a. Mr. Go Blue, and I hate the homies.
And it's your boy Super Dave. Detroit's done. I'm so happy. I cannot believe this. They're done. I ain't got to hear Rock's mouth anymore. But guess what, y'all?
He care.
I care about that. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
You're not going to downplay that.
Watch your mouth. Doggone it. All right, so let's get into it, man. We're going to recap and continue to talk NFL playoffs because they down to the conference championship round. Feel free to throw your jabs at my Detroit Lions. College football, national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes. We all kind of knew that was going to happen, but do we like the way the NFL playoffs went for the first year at 12 teams? Do we have
college playoffs?
Yeah, college playoffs. Should we keep it at 12? What changes can we make? We'll discuss that. And Scottie Pippen back in everybody's timeline, talking about is he better than LeBron James, his opinion, his thoughts. He has some more words. He's staying relevant. Scottie know how to stay relevant. All right, so
he still got twists in his hair.
Still got the twist going on.
Okay.
You know,
looking like Raphael, looking like one of the Tony guys.
Raphael Sadiq face. He needs some incense. When you see him, he just need to hold some incense.
He's definitely a recipient for the Big Face Awards. Absolutely.
Old Demon Deacon face.
Let's get it popping, man. I Hate the Homies starts now. Ray Duggar.
I hate the homies.
So we going with what first, man? Y'all want to just get the college situation out the way?
Yeah, let's do the college. Yeah.
Well, the season's over now. Let's get right into the game. I mean, it was the final game against Ohio State.
Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame. My God. Because, I mean, last week I told you guys who was going to win this game, and I told you the reason why. On that first drive, sitting there watching the game, that first drive, it was impressive what Notre Dame did.
Oh, they did that thing. And then right back, Ohio State came and walked. Because this is what I was saying. Buckeyes getting walked down the field in a 10-minute drive. That's what they get. And then they scored in half of that on the next drive. And then by the time it was 28-7, I looked at The Agency, 2 episodes of The Agency on Paramount Plus, because I was not going to watch the Buckeye, who I hate everything. I wasn't going to sit and watch them slow drag Notre Dame.
But Notre Dame
just got overwhelmed. We all said the same thing. Ohio State got too much on offense, too much on defense, and Notre Dame looked like they was mismatched. And, I mean, and then you say to yourself, well, who else would you have liked to see? I mean, everybody else did what they needed to do. Ohio State went through the 12. They won. But as a Michigan fan, did you win? Are you a champ? Do you feel good about that? Do you think we're going to sit and write all my Ohio State friends that I really have who graduated from the school, and I got the most memes and GIFs or GIFs, and they was like, come on, Griff, cut us some slack. Go ahead and show love. Never. What is we talking about? Never.
I mean, we can sit up here and say that I think they deserve it. I'm not a big Ohio State fan.
Yeah, they deserved it.
You look at what they did and who they went through in that playoff this year. It's the first time in that 12 playoff game system we have now. They went through number 1 Oregon, and they demolished number 1 Oregon.
It was so disrespectful.
They beat Texas at number 3. They beat Notre Dame at number 4, and they started off beating Tennessee, SEC team that we all thought maybe could slip. Well, I thought. I can speak for myself. I thought that would be the game that maybe they would lose because of what happened against Michigan. But I think the Michigan game helped them. The
Michigan game put a fire in them.
Exactly. It really did. It made them come together.
It might have been better if they would have beat Michigan, and then they would have been overconfident. But they put their heads down. They took it on the chin of how the media fire Ryan Day and
they wanted the head coach gone after that Michigan game.
Yeah.
Now we look at it, almost 6 weeks later, and he's a national championship coach.
He did good, man. Being a Michigan fan, you have to. I've known Ohio State's roster for the last 35, 40 years. They've never been sorry. Like they done had Eddie George years. They just never been sorry. And that's why it's such a fun rivalry. But my brother, he works security at the Mercedes-Benz Dome. So I hit him and I said, how was the was it more Notre Dame, more Buckeyes? He said it was split down the middle, Notre Dame and Buckeyes. But then at the end, the Buckeye fans was jerks leaving. I said they jerks in real life, dog. That's why we hate them. I already know what they were saying.
Well, I know one thing. The question is, do we like the new 12 playoff team system? I love it. Couple adjustments we need to make.
Just
I love
a few tweaks.
Absolutely.
I appreciated it. It was fun to see Boise States and Arizona States and but I think it goes back to what Super Dave said maybe a year ago. You was really excited about, oh man, that means it's going to even the field and the NIL and all that. But Super Dave said, if these Ohio State and Alabama teams is just going to run the score up on these other teams, even if they make it. You saw that with SMU. You saw that with Arizona State. So, yeah, I like the 12. Maybe a tweak that I would make, let's go around the room and say the tweaks you would make. I think if you win your conference, it's still got to be a decision on what conference is because if you win the MAC, which is what Boise State won, or I feel like if you win a lower conference,
like the Big 12.
Let's talk about the strength of schedule in that conference,
which I kept saying.
I know you're saying it, and then they got exposed. Boise State had a nice run. Shout out to their running back, and they coaching and everything. And Indiana was amazing, but Indiana and Boise State and Alabama too, they would have got mopped up. Ohio State I was shocked by Oregon losing the way they lost. Because I know you picked them, Rock, in the beginning. They were super duper strong. Once they beat Ohio State by that very short score, they just went on to just run the gamut. But then they fell apart when you need it. So now it turned into the teams who been here before. You know what I'm saying? Ohio State is a team that ain't scared of a college football playoff, and they proved it. What would you change, Super Dave?
I got to propose. I got a proposal for you guys. First of all, let's do this. I told you guys about not seeding the teams by what they did in the conference championship game. But if you go through all season long, especially when you get to October, where you start using the BCL, I don't know if we call it, a playoff system to rank teams, that should be the final result at the end of the season. So wherever we saw Ohio State or Oregon or Texas, it should be seeded like that. Now, what is gonna hurt is the conference championship games, and that's really about money, because really those teams, look, Ohio State didn't even win the conference. They didn't win their conference championship. They didn't play in it. So now, what are you telling teams that didn't go, like Miami didn't get to the playoffs, but other teams that didn't play in their conference, it's better not to play in your conference game. That's one extra game.
Yeah,
you lose that game. What kind of momentum do you have going into the playoffs? That's bad. So I think the top 4 teams should get the automatic buys. That it's simple.
The top 4 teams.
I'm not mad at that.
Automatic buys.
And it would have been this year. It would have been Oregon, Texas, Penn State, and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It's simple.
I'm not mad at that.
No,
I'm not mad at that.
I thought it was Ohio State, Notre Dame, Oregon, and Texas. top four.
No, not in the final playoffs. No,
No, the top 4 at the end.
At the end of the regular season.
At the end of the regular season, yeah.
Yeah. Ohio State, no, because they had a loss.
You sure?
They had that one loss.
No, they stayed in the, but they still stayed.
They stayed in the mix, but they went in the top 5.
Ohio State?
You sure? I think they were, dog. I think it was Ohio State, Notre Dame, Oregon, and Texas were the top.
Yes, that was yeah. But then Ohio State was right behind them because of the loss. So you right, Dave.
Yeah.
What's
I'm looking at it now.
What's the top 4 teams at the end of the season?
I'm going to it now. Hopefully they didn't change this thing by.
Yeah, that's what when you go back and look at it, then they go by the playoff numbers.
Because now they got Ohio State number 1. See,
yeah, so we know, we understand what you said. Top 4, period, and then
no, it's what I said. It's Oregon. It was Oregon, Georgia.
Oh, we forgot about Georgia.
Those are the 4 teams.
Those 4 should have received the automatic buys.
Ohio State was number 6.
Let me just say this about Georgia. Carson Beck left like
Miami.
What the hell? If somebody offer you $10 million to play at
Why?
Wouldn't you take it?
Oh, they gave him 10?
Yes. What you call that? But what you call that, though, Super Dave?
NIL?
No, that's not NIL.
Well, what is it then?
What is it? What is it?
I think, and this is coming from your guy, from Coach Prime. Well, I'm gonna call him Coach Prime because I'm respecting him right now.
Respect that.
Not all the way, but what he said was, he said, "Stop calling it NIL. It's pay for play." That's what we're talking about. And what it is? Hold on. What it is the big schools, and he's saying the same thing I've been saying. It's not leveling the playing field. The big schools that already have the money, like Miami, Alabama, Ohio
Michigan.
State, or Oregon. Those are the teams that can pay the kind of money you're saying. Look what Michigan did with that kid coming out of high school.
I mean, we gave him 12, but Miami right behind it with 10.
But I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying look what they did.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you remix the conversation. At the end of the day, pay for play is NIL because these kids are getting paid.
Now they're gonna have to regulate.
But as this is what Dion said. This is what he said. He said it's not about name, image, and likeness anymore. It's not about that. Because he said, who do you see on TV? I like the ball. I wish I had the clip. He said, who do you see on TV right now? No one. Except if anybody, it's going to be quarterbacks.
Dion family.
Dion's family. That's the other thing.
It was Dion family. It was the Texas quarterback for the Dr. Pepper.
And that's what all he was saying.
And then all of them for the Heisman house.
But all he was saying was it's not about name, image, and likeness anymore. It's about who has enough money right now to go bid on a player. That's what it is.
But here's the deal. He's right, but that's just another way to remix name, image, and likeness. Why did NIL start?
He just told you. You ain't gonna listen to him. He said it's not about that.
No, he's right. But listen, how did NIL start? It started because these college players need to start getting paid off of their name, image, and likeness. Okay. Now they can legally get paid $10 million, $5 million, whatever. But what category is it going into? Name, image, and likeness. We are paying these players off of their name, image, and likeness. That's Dion's right. He's saying it's pay for play. Okay, cool. This is just another way of saying pay for play, but it's still under the NIL system.
But it's still so new. They're gonna have to cap this thing. They're gonna have to.
They can't. I told you at the beginning of the season.
But this is what the NCAA get, though, Dave.
That's
what the NCAA get for everybody who don't know. The NCAA, the whole organization, which is based in Indianapolis, and we're talking football, basketball, hockey, racquetball, tennis, baseball, every sport you could think of under the NCAA. Until the last 3 years or so, they haven't paid nobody nothing, and they are established as a non-profit. Pay all that money, NCAA. That's what you get. Good.
I don't want to get away from the proposal I had for the college playoff system. I like the conversation where we're going now about this pay for play and all, and what Carson Beck got. I mean, most of these guys are quarterbacks is getting paid. You look what Michigan did. Most of that money went. I mean, not Michigan, but Ohio State. Look what they did. Most of that money went to who? Returning guys, They try to keep those guys from going to the NFL.
Yeah.
But also quarterback.
Had a lot of seniors. A lot of seniors.
Will Howard coming from Kansas State to what? To Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't think they could do it. I didn't think they could do it. But go ahead, Rock.
No, it's like the NFL. I mean, the quarterback is going to be the highest paid player in the league, in any league, on whatever level. That's the most important position on the field. So quarterbacks are going to get most of the money anyways. But everybody's getting money from the linemen,
but
like linebackers. It ain't as much as a quarterback, but all of them getting the opportunity to make this money.
And then we don't get to see the local commercials that they do for watching that thing on Prime on LSU that was just for the NIL. They did this thing on Prime. And it's a lot of local commercials with lawyers and car dealerships and stuff like that these kids get. So, and then, everybody ain't if Shador from Colorado was getting 4.8, and then right behind him was Travis at 3.5. And then I think the third person, I can't remember, but maybe they was getting 1.6. But it's
was Cam Ward was in that mix too.
Was he? Okay. But it was a big division.
Look at the difference now. You paid Cam Ward how much? About almost $1.5 million. How much? How much you paying Carson Peck? Okay, then $10 million.
And then that light skinned man come in and get the house.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, 1.5 to 10. Like, come on, man. Like, I ain't mad at Carson Peck.
And now, Mel, what's your boy's name on ESPN with the picks? Mel Kiper. He said Cam gonna be the #1 pick.
I've been telling you, I told y'all for sure. I mean, we'll get into it, but I told y'all.
They said Cam, Travis, Shador.
Cam is a better quarterback. He has a better body right now, NFL type body, ready for the NFL. I mean, we'll get into that. Let me get back to my proposal. Y'all see what y'all think about this. First of all, the college season's too long. I mean, look when it ended. I mean, it's hard to say. I like college football, but look how long. Normally, college football ends what? Maybe that after the
end of November.
So
last week in November.
Are you saying eliminate some regular season games? Because I want to keep the playoff round.
No, I like the playoff system. If we reseed, like I said, using the playoff rankings that we've used all season long, that's fine. What I'm saying is you got a 3-week break after the championship games, right?
Oh, okay. Got it.
Keep it going from week to week.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
how I'm with you on that.
You do that, and you play the quarterfinals, semifinals, and you play
then it won't be such a. Agreed. I'm not mad at that.
We're not playing all the way to January 21st. We're probably playing that first week of January, maybe to the 8th, the championship game, which is fine. And you keep games going and keep people in. Look at the NBA. You know what the NBA does wrong? After they play their championship games, and we all say this every single year, it's about a week. If most of those games end before game 7, it's about a week before they play again. You lose interest because it's been so long.
Yeah, you be like, I'm cool.
Exactly. Especially when you got something else going like the NFL playoffs going right now. That's who they're fighting.
Part of that is travel, though. You got to implement the travel. It really depends on like if the Lakers are playing the Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
Fine.
Yeah,
not the Knicks, but someone in the Western Conference.
No, the East Coast,
East Coast, West Coast thing, yeah.
But what about in college football? You eliminate those 3 weeks and get this transfer portal thing situated. Well, most of these coaches want to do this now to where after the season ends, they can't go right into the portal. You still got games to play. You still got bowl games to play. And that's what the problem was. Most of these guys were jumping ship to where you didn't have almost a roster.
Well, it's all about money, because here's the deal. It's all money, because if we can put 3 weeks in between the playoffs or whatever.
You're not going against the NFL playoffs. You're going
but you're going against all these other bowl games they're trying to get knocked out, which is money. You
follow
me?
Watching that. Who's watching?
Yeah, but they're going. Listen, I saw some random horrible bowl games named after the dumbest, the Slinky Bowl. Everybody is trying to listen.
Snoop Dogg got his own bowl.
What's that? The Stanley Cup Bowl.
Snoop Dogg got a bowl.
Snoop Dogg got a bowl.
Got his own bowl.
Yes. I mean, I'm not saying you eliminate the bowls. All I'm saying is on that.
Are we mad at Snoop? Because I don't want to be mad at Snoop.
No.
All I'm saying is on that Saturday, in those 3 weeks we're talking about, after the championship games, you still want to keep the championship games, that's fine. But the next 3 weeks, it should be about on the weekend. It should be about what?
Playoffs.
Who's in the playoffs?
Yeah,
I like that. I agree.
I understand why they're doing it, but I agree.
That gets you to the first week of January, where maybe the 8th, between the 4th and the 8th, you're playing for what? A national championship.
I like that. The 21st or the 20th is hella long, and I think but that was because of the new 12 week, because it's normally the 10th. In the past, second week of January.
But I'm saying it drags out to where you got a 3 week period where you're not seeing college football, right?
Do the Notre Dame coach look like a young Tiger Woods, or was that true?
I told my wife
that. Yeah, Marcus Freeman, baby. I'm rooting for Marcus, man. He gonna be.
Is that a toupee or is that real? Because that edge is perfect.
No, he got that perfect haircut. It's like Jason Tatum.
It's all black.
Okay.
He got Jason Tatum hair. You know what I'm saying? He got that good grade.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my proposal for the tweaks. I mean, if they want to do anything, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to do something because it went too long. And I think Griff said this like the first weekend of the first playoff game. You said they're going against the NFL. I said, yeah, and they're dumb because the NFL is going to win. We're going to watch NFL more than we watch an SMU playing or Indiana playing Notre Dame.
Right.
Who are you going to watch? NFL.
The Raiders. Okay,
then. That's it. So if you want to tweak it and get people to watch, condense the season down. You're not losing any games. Just make sure that 3 week period.
I actually am sick in my stomach talking about the Buckeyes. Can we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Congratulations, national champion.
He should be happy. Back-to-back years, Big Ten.
Yeah, but it ain't his Big Ten.
Somebody else texted me this morning. You should be happy for the Big Ten. I don't give a damn about no.
Hey, move on. Let's go, man. Because one more last point. They got to rest the players because of injuries, so they probably give them a few weeks to kind of get healthy or whatever. But let's get into the Scottie Pippen situation. He was on a podcast talking about a bunch of things. Scottie, he's gonna always find ways to stay relevant by saying shocking things, which is his opinion. He have every right to say whatever he wants to say. But one of the things that came up, and we'll play an audio clip, is Pippen. Does he think he's better than LeBron James when it comes to a team player? All right, that's a key word in this, a team player.
So basically, Scottie's saying without saying
he's better than LeBron James as a team player.
Yeah.
And he didn't chase his rings. Well, you didn't have to chase rings because you had Jordan.
You had the greatest player ever to play.
You didn't have to chase
the NBA. Okay.
So sit right there and be sidekick. Be Robin to the Batman. So here's my thoughts real quick, man. I think if you're comparing player to player, LeBron, Pippen, if you think about it, all right, I'm not saying Pippen's better than LeBron and all that, but if you think about it, they have more of a similar game than LeBron and Jordan.
That point guard kind of attitude.
Yeah, because you're right.
No, they both play a similar game. They can play all positions, all 5 positions.
Yeah.
They both shoot about the same when it comes to jump shots and all that kind of stuff. They both play pretty good defense. Pippen may be a little bit stronger defender. And, so when it comes to comparing players, I would compare Pippen more than LeBron than LeBron to Jordan. I would Kobe and Jordan is more accurate if you compare player and the style of play.
And they're both quitters too. You remember how Pippen quit in that game against the New York Knicks when Jordan wasn't playing, and he quit. You remember how LeBron quit on his team when he was playing?
Did you say they both quitters, though?
Yeah, I said exactly what I meant. I gave you 2 examples. Both quitters. I agree with you. They are the same player, but I'm also putting that in. Scottie Pippen quit. He quit on his teammates, right?
Yeah.
Did he or did he not?
And Scottie never won a championship without Jordan.
Without Jordan. But did he quit? I'm asking the question. Did he quit on his team?
Not that game.
I mean,
he didn't want to go back in because
that's technically quitting. That's technically quitting.
We always say his Robin the Batman. You're a huge Batman fan. I'm a DC comic fan as well. Robin was always sweet by itself. That's why Robin got turned into different characters, and Robin was good, hella good. Him and Batman together, Batman was still beating up the most. Robin was just coming through with the acrobats and the side. They never had guns. But in the new Death Wing and all, the new Robin, you're going to get shot in the face. Red Robin, like, is
he going in detail.
I like comic books, dog. Yes, but I'm saying, I said all that to say, Scottie Pippen will always, Hall of Famer. We will always know him as no Scottie, maybe no championships. No, it was a 1-2 that was special in the NBA. Like, it was very special. I don't like how Scottie is high key, low key saying Magic Johnson is more of a leader and the GOAT. He called Magic Johnson the GOAT, as he should. That's who he looked up to when he, was coming in. So the GOAT.
Who does Magic Johnson call the GOAT?
I think
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. He called Michael Jordan the GOAT.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even Larry Bird, they all look at Michael Jordan as the best player ever to play this game.
Larry Bird wasn't no punk, though, man. Like,
that's fine. That's true.
A white boy to play in the NBA back then with the rough, Larry Bird wasn't no punk at all, ever.
This what makes me mad about Scottie Pippen. I don't even like hearing him talk anymore. It's all just bull. It's all just BS. It really is.
Who's his son dating now?
Yeah, God dog, man. He's a bitter man. He really is. Who should be happy right now? With what? How many championships? 6 champion. How many did he get? 6 championships.
Yeah, he got all 6.
Jordan.
Yeah.
6 championships with Jordan. One of the greatest teams ever to play, and you're part of it.
And he's probably the greatest number 2 of all time.
He's part of the 75 greatest players.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Why are you so bitter because you play with the greatest player ever? He should be happy.
Yes, indeed.
But is he bitter about basketball, or is he bitter about his life after basketball? Because I think he bitter.
That's it.
Yeah. I think he bitter about his life after basketball. I don't think he made the same kind of decisions and investing like other people did. I think he lost a lot of money to wives.
You remember the Michael Jordan documentary? What did they say in the documentary? I know he got pissed off about this because he needed the money at one point. They were trying to get him to wait to get a bigger contract. Even the front office was trying to get, but he didn't want to wait.
I remember that. Yeah.
A smaller contract.
And he went to Portland.
Made the decision.
He went to Portland, right?
They were telling you money's going to be more money coming down the line. Wait a minute. You're going to get more money down the line. He couldn't wait because he had bills to pay. So who fault is that?
Had everybody in his ear talking about you better than Jordan.
He found that out real quick that without Jordan,
boy, not the same.
Listen, I'll take Pippen on my team any day of the week. In my opinion, he may be the best defender next to maybe the glove, Gary Payton.
I love GP, dog.
As far as just guarding guards, like Olajuwon is probably the best defending post player. But as far as guard play, defensive men, Pippen and Gary Payton's the best.
Yeah.
So listen, Pippen, look, you're one of the greatest of all time. I think we're right here. After his career, he's not getting the accolades that he wants because everything is all about Jordan. And he's probably like, well, man, what about me?
But you can't be you. Look at it like this. Y'all on a Ricky Smiley morning show. You on a Ricky Smiley morning show. To me, it's 30 of y'all on the show. But the success of Ricky is because of all y'all. And Ricky will say that. You know what I'm saying?
It's a team.
It's a team. But it's a team that people get traded. But when I say, Rock, you wanted to You the Scottie Pippen. You been there.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
cool.
Been there, young.
You got a long face. What are you saying? I'm never answering the question. What you saying? You said
I don't think I'm part of the big face committee.
Oh no. You
Now,
part of
Griff.
the you part of the look, you part of the tiny shiny.
Yeah, tiny shiny.
The tiny shiny.
I
Yes,
got
sir.
pissed off looking at that thing last week too. After we interviewed Clinton Portis, and I think I said, "Let me stand up for a second." And Rock took a shot at me.
Oh dog.
I didn't move far. I didn't move
far. You didn't move real far. You moved about that much.
But it was when you got that jacket and we was like, see, that was my favorite part. My wife was crying. My wife was like, please let me see the jacket, please. Because we was like, that jacket come with a veil. That jacket come with like
it make you push the pocket. Little sound effect.
I do that for free. You ain't got to do anything for me. Just I do that for free.
Can we go to these NFL picks that we had last week with Clinton Portis?
Man, I don't even know if I want to go talk about that, but let's go.
Yeah, let's get into the Detroit Lions. Let's do it.
I gotta sleep in the bed that I made, so let's go.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Me, Dave, and Rock, and Clinton Portis. I picked the Bills. Dave picked the Ravens. Rock picked the Bills, and CP picked the Ravens. The Bills won that game, and the Bills won that game. And although the tight end missed the 2-point conversion at the end, the Ravens looked horrible that whole game, man. And the Bills didn't. The Bills looked solid. I mean, you had Von Miller out there getting his life. I don't know. I mean, future Hall of Famer Von Miller, let's just say it out loud. I just really thought the Bills wanted it more.
Before you move on to the next pick, I think the big question is, and I think it's going to be the question each and every year, Dak Prescott gets it. Josh Allen gets it, even though he's going to the AFC Championship game against Kansas City Chiefs this year. But even Lamar Jackson, he just didn't look good in that game. How do you have an imaginary fumble? You cannot turn the ball over as a quarterback. You just can't.
He said that when I went back and watched the replay, even though it was snowy and the ball was slick, I get all that. But it literally looked like he threw the ball down.
It did.
To brace himself.
It did.
Instead of just hold on to it and I'm going down anyway, so just cradle that thing up and take the sack. He literally it looked like he just threw the ball down to brace himself because it was so cold. It didn't look like it slipped out of his hand. Like it literally an accident slip. It looked like he threw the ball down. Like that was just me, but I'm not out there. It is what it is.
That Ravens defense is suspect, y'all.
And I said, well, first of all, the year before it was a greater chance to win a championship because they had a lot of guys on that defense. But what happens after each and every single year? You start losing guys to free agency, and it's not the same team. The defense is still good, but it wasn't the defense they had the year before, and that was the problem. I mean, the game was still there for the taking for them. I mean, I'm not going to blame it on Andrews, but Andrews had a bad fumble in that game. He had a big play, and then he had another imaginary fumble where nobody even touched. I think they got punched it out. But you got to hold me
though, Rock. If you're not feeding it to Derrick Henry, you want to lose.
It's simple.
You are on the goal line.
Everybody know snow, rain. Give it to the
fullback.
Give it to the running back. Stick it up the middle.
4 times. I got Derrick Henry on my back behind me. 4 times. Here you go. 1, 2, 3. If we don't get in with Derrick Henry,
then we weren't supposed to get it. Then great defense. Great defense.
Tip your hat. Let's go to the house.
But see, this is what I don't like about Baltimore.
4 times, Rock.
Last year they didn't have Derrick Henry, but even last year they were one of the top running teams in the NFL.
They had J.K. Robbins and all them.
Yeah, but when they got into a game against Kansas City Chiefs, or like they did against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, why are you throwing the ball?
It's too much on Lamar. It's too much.
That's Lamar. What I mean. Why did you bring Derrick Henry in?
I would feed this Godzilla-sized dude behind me. 3 plays, we running.
Until he can't walk anymore.
Stop the run.
He's built for this. He's an old school type quarterback. I mean, running back. We don't have any of those no more.
We know he's 6'5".
Give it to him.
Right up the middle.
How many
And if you
years
run-
did he sign? Did his contract with Baltimore? Was it one? Is it a 1 year
I
deal?
think it's he gonna have to
I think
re
next
up.
year, 2-year
Yeah.
deals. Yeah, he'll be
Is it
here
2?
next year.
Okay, I'm about to say because you already know Jerry Jones probably gonna say, "My bad. Let's go ahead and get him back over here now."
The Cowboys wouldn't know what to do with him. Just like
We're gonna
Baltimore
talk about
did.
coaches in a second. Let's go to the second game. We all picked the Chiefs. Kansas City did what they did, but Houston, you just be like, "Oh, poor Houston. They getting there." But let's not downplay that CJ done took them boys to the playoffs both years he been in the league. Their defense just isn't enough, but whose defense is against the Chiefs? I thought the Chiefs, they played the Houston's game in the beginning, and then they just fed it to Travis. To me, if you got a Travis Kelce, I have a problem when people say, "Oh, in that Bills game, Amari, he ain't catch a pass until the fourth quarter or the."
I'm trying to figure out why he wasn't part of the offense earlier in the game.
Yeah.
I thought he was hurt or something. Like,
But
why
just like they do, they don't need, all they need is Josh.
What y'all think about some of the calls that were made? Because people are making a big deal about the calls, the phantom calls,
that.
the phantom calls on Patrick Mahomes, where I think one play, I wish we had to play, he was rolling out to the right, and he ran for about 3 or 4 yards, and then two Houston Texans players collided on him as he was sliding. They never touched him.
They hit each other. They hit each other. He missed right underneath. I just saw the highlight of that.
15-yard penalty. And a lot of players are mad about this because it's too many times when you watch the Kansas City Chiefs games that Patrick Mahomes gets away with a lot of stuff. And he does, but I mean, the game is set up for quarterbacks.
It is. I mean, he's earned that. He's earned the Tom Brady treatment.
And that's all he getting.
That's all he getting is the Tom Brady treatment.
Rock, it was one play where he's run out of bounds, and he was slowed up. He was slowed up to actually
stop his to
hit him,
right?
So that he can get a call like a late hit out of bounds.
Because he knows there's gonna be some foolish, brain dead players that want to lay off and hit him.
Defensive men, doing too much. Man.
He's taking advantage of the rule. Because he knows it's just a matter of time. Somebody
gonna hit me. Somebody young want to hit me so bad.
Yep.
But it's funny to hear Aikman and then like Tom Brady talk about it and say it's bad for football. But I'm pretty sure if they were playing, they want that same call.
Come on now.
Who don't want that call?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Let's go to this third game. The Rams versus the Eagles. I really thought the Rams was gonna do something. I mean, they even had on the LAFD shirts, LA Fire Department.
I think that cold weather got to him.
Picked the Rams. Y'all picked Philadelphia. Philadelphia won a game again where Jalen Hurts wasn't a superstar, but that Saquon Barkley. That's how you run the rock.
Man.
That's how
man.
No Quan. That's how you run the rock. Feed him. Dog. Eventually, you're going to stop him for 3. You're going to stop him for 4. You're going to stop him for 5. You're going to stop him for 6. But one of these days, it's a 30 coming in him. It's a touchdown. It's a 45. He's so disrespectful. They should have let him break the record, dog. They should have let him break the record.
They got the best offensive line in college in NFL.
They really do.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles and it's the Detroit Lions. That's what they're saying. So if I'm going to do anything with that, we'll get into the Detroit in a minute. I know. He don't want to talk about it. We'll stay on Philadelphia right now. The game was done for the taking for the Rams, but it took them too long in that second half to wake up and go to the
cold. They couldn't get past that cold, dog.
Well, no, they went into that 2-minute drill and they were killing the Eagles then. And they found on that final drive, they did the same thing. But then your boy, Jalen, I can't think of his last name. The defensive end, the defensive tackle.
For who?
He kept hitting them. He kept getting the quarterback sack.
The big giant, boy from Georgia.
I can't think of his name.
From Georgia, right?
Yeah, from Georgia.
Yeah. We ain't got to say his name. We know who he is.
Yeah.
So the Eagles won, but here go the game that, I mean, shock is an understatement. When they were showing the people in the audience, you just felt their souls. No one saw why, and everybody picked the Lions,
including
even
Vegas.
Clinton Portis, and he played for the Redskins or the Commander. He played for the Redskins.
Even the Washington Commanders picked Detroit.
I mean, it wasn't a bad thing. The whole country just thought this is the year. They've been building for 3 years. This is they got the best coaches. Dog, y'all got lifted, dog.
Can I let me say this before Rock talks? I'm gonna say this. First of all, I thought y'all called Dak Prescott to be quarterback for y'all. I didn't know if that was Dak. Who was that playing quarterback for y'all? Because the first fumble changed the game in that first half. You remember that fumble, Rock?
Yeah, I remember everything.
You guys on y'all way up put that game away.
He said, I remember everything.
You guys on y'all way going up 14-3, 10-3. I was gonna say 14-3 because I don't think the Commanders could stop them. Once he made that fumble, they drove down the field, they scored, but then he had that terrible pass that you cannot throw.
Yeah.
He overthrew him?
Well, he had a guy, and they pointed this out. I think it was Tom Brown. I forgot who did the game, but they had it. They showed the replay. You had a tight end right there in the middle. He went into double coverage, triple coverage against, and he threw an interception, pick 6 the other way. You cannot turn. That's 2 turnovers right there.
The air left the building. The air left the building.
On your quarterback.
So here
make those kind of mistakes.
Here's what happened, guys. As much as I ride for my Detroit Lions, and I'm going to continue to ride for them.
Of course.
It finally caught up to us, our defense. And Aaron Glenn is great, as great as Aaron Glenn is.
People.
As great as Aaron Glenn is. And he's been able to patch this thing together from game to game, from week to week, all season long.
Right.
It finally caught up to us. And the Washington Commander game plan said, oh, I think I found some holes in this thing.
It was holes, dog.
And Aaron couldn't. He's like, okay, if I had my players, then maybe we can be all right. But okay, now we was exposed. Our defense got exposed big time, and there was nothing we can do about it. Jaden Daniels, big respect to him. That young boy, that young man is give him his flowers. And I ain't gonna make no excuse. That dude right there, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm picking Washington to beat Philly. I'm just saying.
Well, I think we about to pick, and
I'm not doing that yet.
In the Lions defense, y'all had 17 people on injured reserve. That's almost half the team.
Come on, dog.
That's almost half the team. And there's no excuse because we always say next man up. And
y'all blame the wrong people or the wrong person. It still comes down to this. Y'all were in the game all the way up into that fourth quarter, but you don't turn the ball over those 2 times, especially that.
Jared Goff fell apart, dog.
He looked like Dak. That's what I just said. He looked like
Jared Goff. For somebody who had for the first NFL player ever to have a perfect game, he looked like he never studied.
Thank you. That's it.
Now let me say something.
Jared Goff is too smart for this. Like, he's too smart for this.
Now look, I get it. Sonic and Knuckles, Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Montgomery's coming back from his injury. I love both of my running backs.
Yeah.
But Jahmyr Gibbs is playing on a whole nother level these last few weeks, including this game. They had no answer for Jahmyr Gibbs.
I had no answer for a lot of things. Go ahead.
I'm like, Montgomery, bro, I get it. But we got to ride this doggone pony until he come home. Jahmyr, they had no answers. And then, because they alternate series. Like Jahmyr go in, then Montgomery would go in. They'll keep
fresh legs.
And I'm like, no, man. This, especially the second half, I'm going with Jahmyr Gibbs the rest of the way. And I'm riding him all the way to the end because it's just too much. He's too much of a threat out the backfield as a receiver. He lines up in a slot as a receiver, and the linebackers can't cover.
But Rock, forget that, dog. What do you think about Jared Goff? Like, your quarterback who is not dumb, who has a high football IQ. He still could have won that game hella times.
I agree with you, dog. But if we have Jahmyr Gibbs on the field every single series, that's just one extra wide receiver that the defense got to worry about.
Okay, since you're gonna say wide receiver, and this where I think they panicked. I think Detroit panicked.
We did.
I think they were down. You're only down by 3 points. I mean, God, just 3 points. But they started to panic, and then now you got cute against the Cowboys. You can get cute.
Well, that's part of our DNA. We cute all the time. All the trick plays and stuff. And Williams got to tuck that ball and run, or just throw it out of bounds.
No, but Rock, they could. Oh, you talking about the receiver? You talking about the receiver pass down the field?
Absolutely. He got to be. Come on, man. He's not open. Let me just run this ball. Or
love y'all's reverses though. Y'all's reverses is epic.
Dog,
reverses is epic, but that wasn't a time y'all could move up and down the field against Washington, and y'all got too creative. At some point, just play football.
Right, but see, here's the deal, Dave. That's how we play. We play creative. We play cute. We play trick plays all the time. That's part of who we are.
Washington was doing what y'all do to everybody. They was going for it on fourth. I said, these boys is being disrespectful.
Well, they do that anyway. They do that anyway.
Field goal. They kept making the first down. I was like,
hey,
after
man.
the third, fourth, and 2, I said, oh.
They do that anyway because Washington, Philadelphia, all those teams still they go for it on fourth down. If they're at that range, 4th and 5, especially with Washington this year, Dan Quinn.
But 4th and 5 is disrespectful. You know that from playing Madden. That's 4th and 5, dog, and you on the 30 of the other team's 30. If you don't get your baby monies and keep going, it's very disrespectful, and it's a high chance. But I feel like the way they was clicking, they was like, coach, the punter.
He never came out.
That game, Rock, I was feeling your pain, dog, because the Raiders ain't been that far, and I can't even think how long, 2001 or something. And when they was showing the people in the stadium and everybody was like, yo, Detroit is crazy right now. Donnie Simpson, the Washington, D.C. radio legend, is really from Detroit.
I forgot about Donnie.
He went to Detroit with his son, who was born in Detroit but was raised in D.C. since he was 4, and they went to the game, and all Donnie could do, and he was rocking Lion stuff, and then he had to come back to D.C. and go, I ain't know. I mean, really, I thought that boy was good. It ends in Detroit. It ends in Motor City.
But I said this when Hutchinson went down. I said it's gonna come back to hunt y'all.
Hutchinson was. Let me tell you something. That was a big loss. But we can go right into these 2 picks.
But Rock kept saying, no matter what, we Detroit. We can overcome that.
I mean, that's what he's supposed to say. I like how he's being quiet and don't want to talk about anything else but
Let's go to the next picks. I'm still healing. I'm still healing over here, man.
I feel you, dog. I already know.
I don't even want to look at my blue pen. I'm going to throw it in the trash, man. No, let's go.
Hawaii blue. Philly versus Washington, y'all.
I already got Washington.
I got Philly.
I'm going with Washington.
It's in Philadelphia in that cold weather. In that Philly game that they lost to Washington a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts.
That was the fluky.
He got knocked out the game with the concussion. It changed that entire game because who did they bring in? They brought in your boy from that was in Pittsburgh last year.
Tuiasa Sopo.
No.
Was it?
No. What's the dude's name?
Yeah. Wait a minute, they brought in the dude from Hawaii.
No.
Tuiasa.
He played. Marcus plays for Washington. I know you're talking about Mariota.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota. Tuiasa Sopo. Wow. I'm sorry, that's disrespectful and a stereotype. Forgive me, all Hawaiians. I actually like that name because I can say that name.
I didn't know where the hell he came from with that name. I was like,
Marcus Mariota is who I meant to say.
Next game.
Bills versus Kansas City. I'm going to go ahead and say it, dog. It's in Kansas City. I'm rocking with Buffalo.
I'm going with Kansas City. Kansas City will 3-peat.
One half of me is saying Buffalo is going to do Buffalo things. They always get to these big games and find a way to lose.
And then the other half is saying Kansas City do not lose the AFC Championship.
So because of those two thoughts, I'm going with Buffalo. I think this is the year that Josh Allen finally gets over this hump and says, man, I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of being this close and losing. So I got Buffalo winning this one.
I'm gonna tell you this: in order for them to, because both of you guys picked them to beat Kansas City, they have to play a perfect game, and they cannot. If that game is
and they cannot let Amari sit on the bench for 4 quarters.
Well, and if that game is close in the fourth quarter, what Kansas City does better than anybody, they wait for you to make a mistake.
He sit over there just like this.
Yep.
Because they're used to this. They're used to playing this way. They're used to playing close games. They don't blow people out.
Don't give him 150.
Exactly.
Do not give that boy 150.
He's Tom Brady. That's what I'm just telling you.
Football Jesus.
They always have a chance. Josh has to play a perfect game. And what they did
not only do we have to play a perfect game because that defense is cold in Kansas City.
Thank you.
That running back got to run, man.
Yeah.
He got you must. It's going to be very cold there. Both teams used to cold. That's not a problem at all. But you got to feed that running back, dog. Take some of that time off the clock, dog, because you don't want to get in a shootout.
I think Josh gonna probably have about 15 carries himself of running the ball, like quarterback runs.
Yeah.
So and before we get out of here, because I want to make sure we throw the coaches in. I mean, I hope you enjoyed y'all run as a Detroit Lion.
No, we still got Dan Campbell, baby.
That team is disassembled like the Avengers was when Iron Man died.
Y'all better tap the brake.
Disassemble.
Oh no! Everybody want to play with Dan Campbell, man. Come on, man.
It ain't no, but Rock. It's not about the players too. It's about your offensive coordinator who y'all lost to Chicago Bears. So you trying to tell this out a big loss, Ben Johnson?
Go tell that to Belichick.
Next
man up. Next
but why
coordinator
would y'all? I wouldn't even. That boy going to the Bears. He know all y'all secrets. He know your inner.
He's in the same division. The same division.
Go tell Bill Belichick and Tom Brady that back in the day.
Next
man up. When Belichick lost his coordinators every year for the most part. Next man up. Go.
And speaking of Belichick's coordinator, Josh McDaniels is going back.
Super Bowls with Tom Brady. Well, 6.
Josh McDaniels got the most Super Bowl rings as an assistant coach ever. He can't be a head coach nowhere. Way to know your place. I'm an assistant coach. It's all good. You got to know your place. I'm an offensive coordinator.
It's the culture. Dan Campbell culture. We will win.
Talent.
We will win.
Say that Dan Campbell's face never changed the whole game. He wasn't disgusted. Same face.
We just got to fix his bottom teeth. That's all.
Rock, I'm not discounting what y'all have a lot of talent. That's what y'all have gotten over the years. I'm not discounting that. But offensive coordinator, and if you lose Aaron Glenn, a defensive coordinator, that still counts for something. That's Philadelphia the year before, last season.
No, I get it.
He think everything gonna be the same. That team.
Exactly. That's all I'm trying to tell him. It's not gonna be the same.
Don't tell him he hurt right now. He's grieving.
That part I ain't worried about. Listen, we've established a winning culture and we got the pieces that we need.
Whatever y'all want.
What you mean?
But the whole NFL, no, y'all established the winning culture. You're absolutely right.
You can't disrespect the winning season, the last 2 seasons.
Griff, hold on, Griff. He said they develop a winning cut, but what have y'all won?
What were we 13-2 this year? 14-2 this year.
You don't win a championship, it don't mean anything.
Don't matter. 14-2.
But then, but here go the problem. Everybody in y'all division went to the playoffs except the Bears. The Bears they so loving that this man came to their team. I mean, I'm a Raider fan, and I was happy for him too. I was like, well, they got them a real one. They got a real one.
Man, we gonna still run the division, baby. Don't get it twisted.
That's tough. Run the division.
We running the division, dog. Let's go. All right. On that note,
before we talk about my coaching, Griff, what are y'all doing coaching wise? What's the rumor?
Well, here go the rumors. They were saying they had said Mike Vrabel the week before he went to New England. They were saying out loud the former Seattle Seahawks coach, the Russell Wilson boyfriend from USC, and he's a second, but I don't know what that dog. Unlike Rock, I'm not happy about the future of
But don't worry, I'm in the same boat because we don't know what we're doing with the Cowboys right now. It's Jerry and Steven's thought on what they're gonna do as far as, because whoever comes in has to work under
the question
Jerry.
is that other boy is Aaron Glenn gonna leave? And then Aaron Glenn,
the Jets want him.
yeah. Well,
The
he's a former Jet too, so
yeah, the Jets and the Saints want him.
That's right. He played there too.
But
Video
right
more,
now,
baby.
we're talking about Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator that was for the Cowboys. He's right now top on the list, followed by
Schottenheimer.
Yeah, followed by Kellen
Marty's son.
I can see him bring back Kellen Moore as a head coach.
I can see them doing that. That's the one I'm not happy about it, but the point is you paid Dak $60 million. Who is Dak comfortable with?
Kellen.
Comfortable with
Kellen. Yeah.
Yeah. And what they want to do is bring Kellen, if it's Kellen Moore or Brian, if it's one of those two guys, what Jerry wants to do is bring in Jason Witten to be an assistant coach on that team and really build him up to be the next head coach for the Cowboys. So it's just a bridge gap between him.
Well, at least you got all that going on. We got a big nothing.
On that note, once again, episode number 124. Rock teaches who I be, man. I hate the homies, and we glad y'all hate it, baby.
Yeah, I'm Griffin. I hate the homies for real, dog. Y'all messing up my day. I just remember how awful the Raiders were, how we making no progress, how on TV today I saw Mel Kiper say, and the Raiders pick is going to be a wide receiver.
Surprise.
I hate the homies.
And you said that this your boy Super Dave, and you said what? What'd you say a while ago about your team? You out of it?
I'm disgusted with them.
You're disgusted with them? Rock feels the same way. I feel the same way. We're all on the same couch together, watching football together. I love it. And long as Rock is not happy, I'm great.
Well, that's a whole spirit we need to pray for. That's a different. It's really not the same.
Griff, all year long we heard about Detroit. You know that.
You'll keep hearing about Detroit,
dog. They was
keep hearing about us now. Don't get it twisted. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just
look at his confidence. Look at him. You can barely hear him. What'd you say, Rock?
I gotta reflect
what?
A little bit.
I'm sorry. One more.
Huh? What? Man, let's go. Get on.
It don't sound the same, though. It doesn't sound the same.
Tiny and shiny. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's your voice today, but guess what, y'all?
We don't care.
I hate the homies.